Hi, my name is Daniel, and today I'm going to talk about disaster recovery. So what is disaster recovery? Disaster recovery is the methodical preparation and execution of all the steps that will be needed to speedily recover from a disaster, usually one caused by technology. DR planning is mainly concerned with technology and preventing or planning for possible disasters. The DR plan is important for any business, whether large or small. The DR plan should be documented and updated on a regular basis by the necessary staff members. Whether the organization is small or large, a disaster can cause the organization to close down. A DR plan describes how a business will deal with a disaster if it occurs. Having a DR plan is extremely important for any business that uses technology in their day-to-day operations. A failure in IT can potentially end the life of a business. A disaster can have many negative impacts on a business, like business losses, loss of customers, potential lawsuits, reputation being hampered, share prices dropping, fines, loss of productivity, and many other issues. There are many types of risks that a business needs to be concerned with when developing a DR plan. Technical risks, and that covers all IT-related issues. Non-technical risks covers issues such as building security, OH&S issues, fire hazards, and others. Political risks. Examples are a change of government policies, new government leaders, or terrorism. Financial and legal risks includes fraud, bankruptcy, stock market crash, and others. Human risk could include loss of key staff members, workplace harassment, mass resignation from staff. Reputation risks, any factor that could lead to stakeholders or clients to lose respect for the business. Dependency risks, any failure from an external dependency. For example, if your business depends on another business to complete work and the partner business closes down, that could hamper your business's success. And natural risks, any natural disaster like a flood, fire, tornado, or other natural disasters. The DR plan needs to be easily accessible for when it is needed. There is no point in creating a highly detailed document if in an emergency it can't be found easily. Also, the DR plan needs to be detailed enough to cover most disasters, but not so detailed that no staff member will read it or be able to find what they are looking for. A business impact analysis should be completed when making a DR plan, as to predict the impact of the potential risks. A simple BIA could include the risk, the probability of the risk happening, and the impact of the risk. The BIA helps to measure which risks are more likely and more damaging to the business should they occur. Then the high risks can be planned for and included in the DR plan. Making a DR plan can be costly and time-consuming. There are certain steps to be completed when creating a DR plan. Step 1 is to get approvals and paperwork completed. Initially, it is important to get senior management commitment and cost approvals in place. Step 2 is to form an internal team. The next step is to identify a team of individuals from different departments to help establish and maintain the DR plan. Step 3 is to identify an external provider. The next step is to identify external resource providers. For example, that could include a backup website host in case the business's server goes down. And step 4 is to arrange an alternative site. An alternative site needs to be found in case of a disaster that destroys the business's location. Step 5 is to get the necessary equipment. It can be IT or non-IT equipment that the business will use to conduct business in an emergency situation. Step 6 is to install and test the equipment. The equipment needs to be set up and in working order for when a disaster strikes. Step 7 is maintenance. The documentations, alternative site, equipment, and other DR material needs to be maintained so that if a disaster occurs, that the recovery time can be reduced. And step 8 is to get an external opinion and audit. The DR plan should be reviewed by an external party as to get an oversight on areas that need more attention or missed areas in the documentation and planning. Step 9 is to educate the staff. Staff members need to be more informed of what will happen in the case of a disaster and what they will need to do. The IT manager's role in DR may be very critical to the success of the DR plan. This is due to the fact that the DR plan is mainly concerned with IT issues. IT managers may discuss the DR plan with their staff members and get feedback on what they think should be included. The IT manager will need to relay that information back to senior management so that necessary information can be included in the DR plan. Everyday concerns from the IT staff can be communicated to the IT manager to pass back to the necessary staff. The US government estimates that 1 in 4 businesses won't survive a disaster, making an IT disaster recovery plan an invaluable investment for any business owner. Planning ahead is vital for the survival of a business, whether large or small. Having a DR could potentially save an organization. Thank you for listening. My name is Daniel, and I hope you gained some insight into disaster recovery.